Hey, what's up everybody? It's Vids and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then that is the place to be, and you can join said Discord server by clicking on... Did I spell that correctly? Yes, I think. That link, right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars, are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves back to our defaults, but let me know who would like to get us started today. And I will hop into said Discord group. Alright. And let me just get Steam Friends up real quick. Here we are. Okay. How's it going, or what's up everybody? How are you doing? Do we have anyone who would like to get us started today? I wasn't seeing too much activity in chat leading up to us getting started in full, so perhaps people are still slowly but surely making their way into chat and may not yet be ready to hop in. Maybe I jumped the gun. I don't know. Such is the way of any multiplayer stream like this. Well, you see, I have to wait until there's a sufficient number of people in chat to get started up. But it is inherently a bit of a guessing game. So let me know if there is anyone who would like to get us started here. We do not yet have any takers. I think we were... Anor, were you posting that it was Messenger Imp's birthday a few days ago? Was that right? Am I making that up, or was that last week? Or, you know, for last week's stream, that would be most relevant. Basically, have we celebrated Messenger Imp's birthday yet? 3 days ago? What's up, Failer? How are you? We are looking for a couple people to get us started today. No volunteers just yet. We've not celebrated Messenger Imp's birthday, so that is perhaps something that will be on the agenda for today. But other than that, nothing yet that we have set up. I mean, I can, I suppose, be one of the two people leading things off if we're waiting for people to shuffle in. Anor's available, and Failer's available. Okay, well, there we go. That's all we need. That is, in fact, all that we need. See who ends up being player 1 and player 2 before I start typing in all your information. But let's see, there's Failer. Let me unplug my controller. And then I have not seen Anor's name pop up yet. says she's away. Now her name pops up. Now it says she's online.
Invite didn't work for me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me try again. Let's see. Okay, resend. Same for you as well, Nor? Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's maybe not a great sign. Okay, should be resent to you as well. Theoretically.
Nah, it pops up for a second and then goes away.
Okay, I think I just got somebody, but I take it to mean that that's a Nor who just got in, not you, Failer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
she got in. Okay. Give me
that's,
one more chance,
I guess, sort of promising, but let's try again with you. Third time's the charm. Sounded good.
So it would seem.
Okay, now if you guys could just confirm who is player 1 and who is player 2. Really? Failer's player 1 after coming in second like that? I'm surprised, but alas, I won't begin to try to understand how remote play works like that, so fair enough. Right, Failer over there, a Nor over here, and I take your triumvirate selections to mean it'll be Fate and Nightwings, respectively. And I'm assuming that perhaps this Flutterfly is meant to be in honor of Messenger Imp. Now, of course, he technically does... Well, actually, you could make the case that... Which one is it? Do we have it built in, or do we need TariqBot to get the song that I'm thinking of? I think we would have needed TariqBot. What is it? Is it the Time Passes? The one from after Liberation Rites, where you get the updates on people, and those usually come from letters from Messenger Imp? Technically not Messenger Imp's theme, per se, although I do kind of associate that song with Messenger Imp for that reason. But in the absence of that, yeah, I suppose Flutterfly is probably the closest we can get. Wait, is TariqBot back? Is he? Oh. Oh, okay. You got my hopes up for a second there. I was like, what? Did I miss something? Did TariqBot get revived? Brought back from the dead? For what, the fourth time?
I have a lead on another TariqBot that we may get for next week.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, well, it looks like we will just have the song for this one and nothing else, which is perhaps a good way to get us warmed up today. So, let's jump in.
Yeah, much like the Astralborn, he is never dead. He is in the process of coming back to life.
True, true.
Exiles, you heed the summons to the glade of Liu. Here you may yet prove your worth. May further shame befall whomever fails. The fate, stand ready. Nightwing, stand prepared. Now let us begin.
Alright, so no requests affecting your team composition here. Although, as we were saying before, it is, or at least was recently, Messenger Imp's birthday, so perhaps reason to celebrate him here. No specific requests to enforce that, although it seems as though that was sort of the intention behind Anor's song request, so perhaps that is the rationale behind both players. Leading off with him, in their first spot. Oh, hold on, though. Hold on, though. That's Raji. Does Anor take the bait? Because that's Tizo. 2 imps apiece. And yes, at least Phaler locks in imp number 3. As does Anor, so there you have it. Starting things off in style, in honor of Messenger Imp, perhaps. A triple imp showdown. It's Phaler getting things started with Tizo, although I think that might have been a double Titan Tooth stun. Both players did take it on one of their imps. Anor through the portal, although she's stunned there. Raji for Anor through the portal, infinite stamina in the process. Trying to avoid Phaler's defense, although actually that's Anor stunning Phaler, but the aura's still big enough to stop Anor from getting through. Tizo trying to sneak under, perhaps, though Phaler now does have a very dangerous portal, and gets his defenders back from banishment just in time, and goes through that portal for 25 damage. Now Phaler down Messenger Imp here. So we will see if he can find a way through without the power of the birthday boy. Anor through her portal, but blocked. Raji back for Phaler. He's taken out, but Tizo returns and inches forward. And I believe it's another double Titan Tooth stun, so both players caught there for a minute, and Anor now in possession through the portal. And gets rid of Phaler's last defender. Oh, but look at that. Tizo with the dramatic save there. And now starting the attack for Phaler and making it all the way through at that. Messenger Imp back now for Phaler, although Phaler is now Tizo-less. As I don't know if either player took prayer beads. Phaler, well, taking advantage of his infinite stamina. Very patient, although eventually is stopped, but does set up a relatively dangerous portal. And gets rid of the rest of Anor's exiles. Anor was thinking about going on the attack, but then thought otherwise, as knew that if she was not successful, Phaler would have an uncontested score, but that did still prove to be the case nonetheless.
Yes.
Phaler. Through the portal he goes. Blocked. Banished, although portal gets even closer now. Anor, waiting for the reinforcements. They do arrive. Phaler, using that infinite stamina once again. Hiding in the corner. Banishes one defender. Titan Tooth, though, stuns Phaler. Changes the portal position as well. Still relatively dangerous, but not quite as much as it once was. Now it gets moved. But it's Anor, throwing it in for 19 on this occasion. And all portals reset. Tizo blocked, but Anor stunned. Phaler through his portal, banishing all of the defenders, at least until Raji returns for Anor. And goes under the defender and sneaks in for the winning plunge.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Very tricksy.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG. Alright, well played, you two. And it's Messenger Imp. It's fitting. It is fitting.
Until the next rite.
Now that's a message.
Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything that you would like to see or hear for the next one. Otherwise, we'll reset our song, and we will turn off our sermon intro as well. Does he have Flutterfly as a theme? I mean, that's technically Tizo's theme, right? Alright, well, now that we have done our due diligence, we have honored Messenger Imp today. Now, let's get down to business and turn Customize off. On the victory screen, at least. Oh, huh, interesting. That's a good point, I suppose. Yeah, I guess technically, of all the songs, I probably do associate Time Passes the most with Messenger Imp. Alright, we
when
could...
he shows up, though, like when he actually comes back and delivers the message, like from an exile who you liberated, he usually plays their theme rather than Time Passes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is it? I'd have to go back and see exactly when Time Passes plays relative to Messenger Imp's arrival. Like, is it just leading up to him, and then once he arrives, it starts switching over to the other exile's theme, or is it only once you get into the specifics and Messenger Imp disappears and it shows you, you know, the picture of whoever the exile in question is?
No, Time Passes is just when you're chilling at Moonlight Alcove.
Huh.
And you're like waiting for the next cycle of the rites to happen.
Okay, well it's just before Messenger Imp. But then when Messenger Imp arrives, it switches to the most recent exile. Yeah.
It doesn't come actually like right after that. Usually like what happens is like you chill there for a while, and then Tariq or Wolford says, hey, check out those stars. It's time to go again. And then you fly to somewhere else.
Yeah.
At the new location. Then Messenger Imp shows up.
That's weird, though, because I definitely do associate that song with Messenger Imp. Even if there's that delay. I wonder why that is. It plays when, well, yeah. Time passes. Fair enough. Fair enough. Or maybe it is. I thought it was Time Passes that I have in my mind here, but maybe I'm getting the song names mixed up. I think it is that I'm thinking of here, but... Alright, it looks like for this next one, we're just going for Customize off, so why don't we jump in here then? The sound of water, but it's the fall of Solium, not the boat. It's 2 imps and a nomad for Phaler. Is that 2 demons or is that 3 demons for Anor? That is 3 demons for Anor, including Oralek. What has happened? My goodness. I don't know if this is extremely cursed or I don't know. It's all a matter of perspective, I suppose. Well, needless to say, Anor has very large presence and very large damage with her team, although has extremely long respawn times, as her teammates have just about the lowest possible hope scores. And now no Orlek after he plunged. Anor is down to just 2 demons, and all the more reason for her to be cautious of running out of people. As right now it is just Jody. And at the moment, her raiment colors are rather reminiscent of the Fate. Did Vizpaleth just come back after Jody banished someone? Does Jody have...
Was flung right in.
Huh. Interesting. The Web Lanthorn? I'm not sure. But Phaler banishes and throws in. Now Nor back to full strength, but as we were saying, that may be a bit of a rare sight for her, as it is now Jody, and only Jody, at least until Vizpaleth comes back. Here she is. Blocks and knocks Lendl into Jody.
Now to the flame.
Jody pretending to be a member of the Fate. Perhaps that tricked Tizo.
Poor exiles.
Raji. Blocked. Banished. Oh, he does have the Imp Salute, it seems. And all of Phaler's exiles tried going through that portal, except Anor had it covered. Anor tries to take that moment to see if she has Brazen Manor. She does on Orlek. Trying to find a way through, though, and cannot do so, as in the meantime, Phaler got all of his exiles back. Okay. Vizpleth also has Brazen Manor, does Jody. Anor will check. The answer is no. Everyone except for Jody has the Brazen Manor for Anor. Oh, except look at that. Phaler realized he had a portal in a very dangerous position and goes in for 15 damage throw. Now, Anor, of course, with all these demons, did have some extra starting Pyre life. Enough so that even after a few scores here, only now is Anor down to 100 Pyre life. Raji sets up a dangerous portal, banishes several of Anor's exiles, but right now it's Orlek. Oh, he's taken out, though. And Anor is caught defenseless. Oh, except look at that. A dramatic reappearance from both Vizpaleth and Jody right in the nick of time. Vizpaleth. Just trying to bide enough time to get Jody back, and as soon as that happens, Vizpaleth and then Jody get banished. Orlek almost coming back in time, of all people, to make the save there, but just a little too fast, Phaler was there. And that ties us up at 75 apiece. Jody gets banished. Now just Orlek and Vizpaleth returning. Not for long, though. Orlek trying to stay away from those defenders, but does go down here. Now, of course, he has a much longer respawn time. Lendl's cast. Oh, and Jody was still in her iframes there as she had just respawned. Otherwise, she was in the line of fire there. Looks like no shoulder smash on Lendl, for what it's worth.
Ferocity unbridled.
Now just Orlek back defensively. And Phaler, in many ways, has a bit of the opposite dynamic with his team, where because he has Sacred Bond, he can step on his teammates' portraits to bring them back. So he is very good at keeping his team, making sure they are not all banished, whereas Anor is the opposite story. As Phaler does just that right now. Anor, though, on the attack here. Vizpaleth unable to get the job done, though. Tizo. He's stopped.
The orb is taken.
And now Orlek. Not for long, though. Jody by herself once again.
The orb is up.
Moves into defensive position here. Banishes Lendl, gets the orb back. But perhaps waiting for Vizpaleth to reappear, and she does, only to quickly get banished. Now both Jody's teammates return.
Poor Jodarian. That was the last.
But now Anor defenseless. And Phaler able to throw it in for 25 with Tizo. So I believe he is 100% left side, Tizo. See, I don't believe he even dropped a portal when he was banished. Lendl banishes one, but gets banished by the other. Oh, and Phaler sees an opening here and seizes upon it.
My.
Anor with Jody. Cornered. Oh, and leapfrogs over the defenders there. Orb remains unclaimed, and Orlek gets it back. Nor looking for an opening. Has Celestial Spike. Trying to knock back the defenders or banish them like so. Or like, can he find a way through? No, not quite. Lendl elusive. Oh, it nearly had it just then. Technically, we know that possibly both of Phaler's imps have the full 25 damage, so he just needs one more score here. Anor throws it in for 30. Lendl, that means, is actually Phaler's lowest damage exile. He is the one character who would not have sufficient damage to finish it with one score unless he has some hidden trick up his sleeve. Jody. Banished. And so are all the other characters on Anor's side. Phaler knows that the imp is the way to do it. To get all the damage he needs to finish the job.
Their pyre burns whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, well played, you two. So Orlek was the only one who had Celestial Spike.
Orlek was all left side.
Orlek was all left side. What is the first mastery on the demon right side? Because people usually take that.
Relentless Vigor.
Is that
So
the
you
double
get
dash?
stamina back on kill, which is,
Oh, it's the get back on stamina on kill. Yeah, that is good. And in
and
general,
my Raji was all right side, so he didn't have the speed, which was really throwing me off because you always take that. So if I was landing outside of a demon's like knockback AoE, I would have to zip twice in order to get in and kill them afterwards, which is it still worked eventually, but yeah.
and of course, outside of Crones, who I think actually have lower hope than base demons, other than Orlek, of course, that was the lowest possible hope setup on Nor's team, so that is always a tricky place to find yourself in. Yeah, and Implosion plus Sacred Bond, whereas Phaler had very close to the exact opposite with Sacred Bond.
And my Tiza was all left side actually, so he did not get a portal or self-destruct. So a lot of the times you'd see me like letting my Tizo die for no reason, because I would expect, I'd expect to get something out of it, but there's no portal and there's no blow up, so I don't know.
It was a weird one, for sure. The team setups there. But
Although I
that's...
did get an optimal Lendl, so I was happy about that.
So anything we would like to see here for our next one, Anor is, well, gonna go for it again. Turning Customize off here once more, and we shall see. I mean, usually when you have Customize off, you get just a random smorgasbord of various different things and not so much consistency. Whereas that was one of the things that was most alarming, was both players were very much all in on one specific thing, which is rather out of the ordinary. When you turn Customize off, stars usually don't align, or misalign that way. But we shall see if that happens this time as well. Could do an arena, could do a song if either of those are of interest, otherwise we have just about everything set up here. Looks like that will be all, though, so let's get started. We'll see what we end up with this time. No Cursed Talisman, of course, which I'm sure will change this time around.
The fate
We're on the book.
versus the Night Wings.
Phaler, well, it looks kind of similar. One imp, one nomad, this time a crone, though, so perhaps a little more well-rounded on Phaler's side than he had last go-round. Still a demon for Nor, though now a sap and a harp as well. Phaler still has that Sacred Bond. And Titan Tooth on, I think that is Palmus, who just had that. A Nor Sap.
No sign of the fate
Well,
of the
shielded on a Nor as well. Winged Fury will speed up Tamitha, and she goes in here for 20. The throw, did that have enough range on it? No, not quite. Palmas scoops it up. Gives over to Vids. But she is taken out. Now, no Tamitha after she plunged. Of course, Anor, of all people, is willing to go out on the offensive with her saps, although now everyone banished, so time for Phaler to line up this throw.
Threw it in.
Anor did have the extra starting Pyre life from Vids, so still over 100 even after that score from Phaler. Udamilda, that throw will be short. And Milda banished as well. Vids. Shielded effectively with the assistance of Palmus, although not so the second go round. Udamilda goes straight on in, plunging for 30 here.
The fate on
Tamitha,
flames of freedom.
enough to make it in this time for 20. No prayer beads on her though, so she's now gone for this round. Snadra and Tizo down here, and suddenly, little lonely is Udmilda. Does bring back a friend, oh, but not quick enough on the throw. Snadra, back to Udmilda. Throw is unblockable, although it is just short.
United in banishment.
Phaler now with another chance though, and this time he executes.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents.
Tizo is out for trouble there. Nearly banishing the entire team, but settles for setting up a dangerous portal. Goes back through it, and now does banish the entirety of Anor's defensive team here, but Vids returns just in time to at least slow Phaler down. Palmus returns, but not quickly enough to stop Udamilda.
Once more like that, and we are finished here.
And it means perhaps one score, all Phaler needs here, although of course Anor does have a sap. And I'm not sure we've confirmed what mastery that sap has, so the chance of rekindling here.
The flames
And it's a full 50.
have put them out.
So Nor's second life bar revealed. And it turns out that we are actually a lot closer here than we had previously thought.
I wonder, shall the Nightwings press their luck?
Tizo, he's persistent.
Like an exchange?
And time for Udmilda to launch the throw, yes. It lands for 30, and that means one score, likely all Phaler needs here, nor likely needing 2.
Falling behind.
Vids. Waiting for reinforcements here, although she's shoulder smashed.
Deadly brutish.
One difference between this Nomad and the Nomad that Phaler had previously, he did not have shoulder smash that time, but as you can see, can be very effective. Phaler, though, oh, nearly makes his way in for the winning score, but not quite able to pull it off now. Nor could Tamitha make it through. Snadra. Oh, flies back when she's blocked. Perhaps from that Titan Tooth. Oh, and big fell swoop there from Tamitha. Oh, Phaler somehow wiggles his way around the defenders and in for the winning plunge.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
GG.
The right is complete.
All right. Well done, you two.
Until the next right.
Now let's head on back and let us know if there's anything we'd like for the next one. Full right side, Palmas and Vizpoleth. Seems Customize Off today really likes going all in on one side of the tree and completely ignoring the other. That seemed like that was primarily a right side Tamitha, yeah. She had at least a couple points on the right. And it is Phaler who leaves Customize Off here for this next match as well. So once again, randomized teams. We could still do an arena, could still do a song if either of those are of interest. Otherwise, we have everything set now. Alright, but not seeing anything else here. In which case, I think we're just going straight back in. What will we end up with this time? For Phaler, it is once again an imp, but now he has a demon and a worm. Anor cannot escape the demons. But now she has a Nomad, and she also has Rookie occur. Okay, at least double jump on Rookie. That's a very aggressive Jody play there from Phaler. Looked like he has the mastery that allows him to get the stamina back after banishing someone. Throws it in for 15 from his worm. Raji. Gilman. Don't think that is going to have enough on the throw to make it through. Rookie now. Okay, he has Explosive Temper. That is a right-sided mastery. Usually not one that you're a huge fan of getting. Typhoon Bottle we saw for Phaler. Okay. That will slow Anor down when everyone is banished on Phaler's side. Oh, and Rookie sneaks under the defender. And in. For a 20 damage plunge. And he just came back. So he either has prayer beads, or he's, I think, more likely all the way down on the right side. Because we know he already had some right side masteries. So let's steal Spike on Phaler's Jody. That was also, I'm pretty sure, a canned singularity there. I believe that was for Anor. Gilman throws for 15. We have some interesting setups here. On both sides, I think. Jody versus Jody. Jody wins. Big Snadra power cast. No goals bracer, but still effective. Yeah, I think it's Anor's Jody who has the webbed lanthorn, or rather the can singularity, I should say. Orb remains unclaimed here. Eventually, Phaler chooses to get it. Meanwhile, Anor sets up defensively. But Phaler's still able to find a way through. For a small 8 damage worm throw. That's Mooncrest on Raji for Phaler. For quicker respawns, or at least a chance of quicker respawns. Gilman's throw looks short here, and it is. Snadra recovers. And avoids banishment. But dangerous portal here for Phaler. Helps him more easily keep the pressure on Anor. Once again, Jody versus Jody, and they take each other out this time. And Raji sneaks in a quick throw here. Rookie banished. Jody, Celestial Spikes to get rid of one of the defenders. But then it gets banished by another. Rookie. Jody. Back to Rookie, he's taken down. Gilman for Failure.
Fire's wane.
Throws for just less than his maximum, 14 that time.
The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge.
Snadra, double banishment, but she's taken out herself as well, as is Rookie here. That leaves just Jody back defensively, though she's at least able to slow Gilman down here. Somehow, well, avoided banishment from the opposing exile, but did end up in the lava. Actually does mean she still comes back from banishment more quickly, although it's Snadra also going into the lava here. Once again, Jody versus Jody. And Honor's Jody wins out that time, although they face off once again here. Honor's Jody winning out this time as well. But Failure with the final word here. Now Gilman launches the attack. Orb unclaimed, neither player wanting to take it and risk getting banished by the other player, but Failure eventually does take it and throw it in for 7. Jody against Jody. Failure with the orb. And Celestial Spike. But that's not enough to stop Rookie. Rookie claims it. Oh, and it nearly snuck under the defense. Opening perhaps for Failure, and he does get a quick throw in here.
Thrust. Into the adversary's flame.
Rookie now. He's banished, though. Gilman goes the other way for Failure. No, right through the middle, but eventually blocked and banished. Honor wary of Failure's portal. But Honor back with the orb, only to end up in the lava, though. Rookie somehow avoids the Celestial Spike and wins the orb back here. And hops his way through. Good for 20. And as we've established, he will come back here. I don't believe it's from Prayer Beads, because he's coming back absolutely instantaneously. So it must be that he has the last mastery on the right side. Which you don't see people take that often. Jody down for Nor. Jody on the attack for Failure. Does she have enough range? She does. Full 30 damage. And that drops Nor down to 29. Now, of course, that means one more full damage score from Failure's Jodariel would be enough here, barring some unexpected rekindling. I think we've established what Honor's Jody has for Talisman. Not sure if we've established any other talismans for Honor, so chances of RITE Night, well, it may still be possible. But it is not there, so that means that score will decide it.
The rite conducted with aplomb. Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG. Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for this next one. I've had a lot of customize off today and some unusual customize off teams at that, but up to you all if there's anything in particular you would like to see here, or potentially including more of the randomized teams. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so unless there is anything in particular people would like to go for this one, we'll just have the players take their preferred setups. So perhaps that is the route we shall take. Oh.
The fate shall confront
Oh.
the Night Wings. Welcome.
Well, that could certainly change things.
Who shall conduct the rites? Jodariel.
We find ourselves on the boat, which does, of course, present some unique opportunities to the players, should they choose to pursue them. Oh, Anor requested no Titan Tooth at the last second there, maybe once seeing that we had the boat, and I didn't check. Did Phaler just lock into Titan Tooth? Is that what Phaler took on that first exile there?
Yeah, it was.
Shall we lock in boat and give this another shot?
Yeah, let's do that.
The fate shall confront the Night Wings. Welcome.
All right, take two. We're on the boat. No Titan Tooth allowed. And therefore, perhaps more opportunity to play aggressively here. So Phaler does stick with a demon in his first spot. Perhaps the class most positively affected by the boat magic, at least most consistently, I think is fair to say. So both players lock in Jody first. Phaler, though, plays it a little bit safe, getting the Web Lanthorn on one of his demons. Whereas Anor goes the leeching route with Ignarius. As does Phaler. So final selection here, will it be triple demons on both sides? And the answer is yes. Nora also going Web Lanthorn here with her final selection. So here we go, triple demon versus triple demon on the boat with a thrash pack, no less. May not be the song you usually hear on this arena, but it does still somehow feel quite fitting. So let's see how aggressively the players choose to embrace the boat magic. Like that, for example. Phaler. Banished here. Anor didn't quite get the extra airtime she was looking for. Phaler with Jody does, but gets blocked. Jody now for Anor. Backs it up. Gets the extra leap in, and alright, perhaps not quite the drama we were looking for. Not quite the flair we wanted on that plunge, but Jody does take it in. As does Iggy for Phaler, and he was the one with Leech. So Phaler leeches back some of his Pyre life in the process. Goes in for 30 here as well. The demons duking it out in the middle there, taking each other out in the process. Iggy. Oh, sneakily goes a little bit low. Not nearly as many jumps as perhaps Anor was expecting there, and Phaler does make it through and is now building some momentum here. Nearly made it in that time as well. And with all that leech, Phaler is back up to full Pyre life too. Somehow Anor avoids banishment there and nearly makes it in. Banishes one of the defenders. but blocked by the other. But goes over them both. Plunging for 30 now to Nor, who's leeching Pyre life back. Failure, though, extra airtime. Blocked here, and now banished. Anor, back to Jody. Whoa, look at that! Now that's what we signed up for. Failure, looking to return the favor here. Plunges for 30. Iggy. Oh. Someone having connectivity issues, perhaps? No? Seems we're good now. Jody. Blocked. Banished. And Failure may only need one score here. In fact, any plunge would do the trick. It'd only be a partial damage throw that would require additional follow-up. Of course, we know Anor does have some leech on Ignarius, and here he is. So does Anor try to force the issue with him? Failure with a bit of a head start toward the Pyre. And plunges to take the win.
And what a crushing victory it was. The rite is ended.
GG. All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Anything in particular that we are looking for here? If not, of course, once again, we could just have the players take whatever they'd like. Will we end up on the boat and have them take all demons? You know, perhaps not, but we shall see. But either way, looks as though we will be leaving it up to them to make that choice.
The fate shall now face the Nightwings. Welcome.
Alright, so no requests affecting your team composition here. We are, of course, on the much more tame Ridge of Goal, and so perhaps we will not see the same triple demon shenanigans this time round, as Failure goes for a Ninja Almer in his lead spot. And Anor goes for a quick throwing stowaway in her lead. So certainly some similarities there.
Exile.
Failure goes Fate member number 2 with Raji. Anor goes for some power casts on Headwind. And it is a full Fate team here for Phaler. That's Dalbert with Titan Tooth taking the last spot. And Tizo will be the last member of Anor's team here. Both players with their saluting savages. It's Phaler, though, starting us off here with a 20 damage throw from Ulmer. It's a bit of a game of cat and mouse when it comes to the initial race toward the orb, as if they both teleport to the orb simultaneously, they run the risk of getting banished by the opposing saluting savage, much like that. So the mind games are certainly at play here. Stowaway now back for Anor. And throws it for 18. Slightly less than her maximum. And that might be now every opening play in which both exiles have been banished. Both savages have been banished after doing their salute. Ulmer on the attack. Orb inadvertently hits Anor's Pyre, bounces out, and that gives the Stowaway a brief opportunity to teleport to the orb, although now everyone gone on Anor's side. Ulmer, third time's the charm, and eventually his patience pays off. Once again, the savages take each other out. And that was the Titan Tooth from Dalbert slowing down Anor. Now it's the Stowaway teleporting to take out Ulmer, although Dalbert on the attack once again. Stun with his Titan Tooth is enough to set up a plunge. And means one more of those, all that Phaler needs. I don't think Anor has any source of leech this time around, so that is likely to remain the case. Stowaway, cornered by Ulmer. Ulmer through the portal, and there's the throw that Phaler was looking for.
The fate prevail. Perhaps they do deserve their freedom.
GG.
The rite is done.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And once again, let us know if there's anything we'd like to see from chat here. Otherwise, we'll have the players take whatever they please. Not seeing anything from chat, though, so I suppose we'll head back in here. Oh, except Phaler goes for an exile request for 3 of a kind. Certainly still have time to make that happen.
The fate shall take on the night.
Just in time for the boat. Now, okay. Obviously, it was not long ago.
Who shall conduct the rites?
It was not long ago that we saw Triple Demon versus Triple Demon on the boat. Technically, it doesn't have to be Triple Demon here, but it could be. Anor seems to want to go in that direction. Will Phaler oblige? Anor is saying if that is the case, she would once again prefer if there were no Titan Tooth involved in this match. Phaler has gone with the speedy Jody. That means he is locked in for Triple Demon here. Nor, of course, was the one who initially proposed that we go back to Triple Demon, so presumably she will follow suit here. And she goes to the Leeching Ignarius, and so that does mean both players confirmed, since this is a three-of-a-kind exile kind of match, will be going for Triple Demon once again. Will they look to switch things up at all with their setup? Or will it be the same masteries and talismans? Don't think I've seen much that differs from the last go-round, but of course, Vote Magic is chaotic enough that that alone could be a key determining factor which way the magic tends to swing from one match to the next.
Demon.
And here we are. Triple Demon versus Triple Demon on the boat once again. Both players taking at least some of the extra starting Pyre life, though more so in the case of Phaler than for Nor. Well, Phaler, a lot of airtime, but unfortunately for him, did not have the orb at the time. Otherwise, that might have been a near full arena slam dunk. Phaler back on the orb. Thinking about it. Didn't quite get the airtime he was looking for there, though, but knocks back the defender. And that creates enough space for him to plunge here for 30. That was with Ignarius. And Phaler follows in. Another 30 damage plunge here. That time it was Jody. Nor's Jody now. Eyeing the puddles. Oh, and look at that. Beautiful. Now that's what we signed up for. Taylor first the orb here. And quick enough to make it in here. I swear, it's always Jody who seems to be the one who gets the most airtime. Of course, no Orlek on either team, who tends to be the one who benefits most from the boat magic, even more so than the generic demons. But everyone gone on Phaler's side. That is, of course, one of the downsides of all these demons. They take a long time to come back, and so that gave Nor an opportunity to get off of Brazen Manor there. And whoa, my goodness! Once again, it was Jody. No orb, though, and so it just meant that Nor was down one defender. Gave a little more space for Phaler to maneuver and plunge there. But that is probably the biggest jump we've seen thus far. Phaler with Ignarius. Blocked. Big jump once again, though that time it was Vids, I think. Phaler putting on the pressure. Orb unclaimed, he gets it back though. Oh, but banished just before he makes it in. And now Phaler suddenly defenseless here. Nor gonna see if she has time for the Brazen Manor. Perhaps the puddles will give her the extra speed she needs, just barely enough to make it in there. So 40 damage, and depending on who that was, might have gotten some leech as well. Yeah, Ignarius. That's a couple of times now when Nor has had the presence of mind to get off the Brazen Manor and plunge with her highest net damage character, which is useful because times like these, Phaler has an opportunity to throw it in for 30. But it does mean one more score from Phaler would be enough still, barring additional leech from Nor's Ignarius. Phaler dispossessed and now banished after Jody did a 360, possibly even a 720 at that point. Ignarius switching it up. Of course, that is the character that Nor would be most looking to score with. But will that make her predictable? It's Jody once again with a pair of wings she is sprouting. Phaler sidesteps the cast. Phaler's Jody, though, makes it in for the deciding score.
The fate prevailed. They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The rite is complete.
At least this time it was all style. I mean, that's all you can ask for with triple demons on the boat, right?
Right.
Who wins or loses is secondary. It's mostly a matter of how many ridiculous jumps can you get. Okay, well, let us know if there's anything that you would like to see for the next one here. Phaler is choosing exiles. That was a 3-of-a-kind exile request last time around, and then because we happened to end up on the boat, perhaps it went in a direction that he did not really expect. Right. 3-of-a-kind, but that wasn't exactly what Phaler had in mind last go round. Watch us get a random boat here. Anything else, or will the exiles be all? Song, okay. Certain plan. Okay, now is that perhaps a sign of what is about to come from Anor? That is, of course, the theme of one Senor Volfred. But perhaps only time will tell. Alright, let's get started. It might be at this rate, who knows? No one will. Oh, well. Well.
Welcome.
Alright, now let's not get too carried away here, guys.
Conduct the rites.
Let's not get carried away here. So Phaler, of course, did have a request for 3-of-a-kind. So whatever class we see players take with their first spot will be the class they take for the remainder of their team, and they will be very mindful of that. This is, of course, one of, if not the smallest arenas. And that is probably one of the primary factors that players are considering when they are selecting which class they're going to choose here. Phaler spent a long time thinking Savage, but did eventually settle on Worm instead. So now Phaler has committed, and I suppose you could make a case. There is a strong player 2 advantage here, because Anor knows exactly what all of Phaler's exiles are going to be. So if Anor has a particular way that she likes to play against Worms, then she can counter perhaps every single one of Phaler's characters here. And apparently the answer is Nomads. She'll go for a power casting headwind here. Now, of course, as everyone knows, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to play Triple Worms. Now, granted, was expecting, since Phaler spent a lot of time looking at the savages, that he was going to go that route and not the worm, so I will admit that I did not catch absolutely everything that Phaler chose on his initial worm. I believe it was an exploding Gilman, but in terms of the masteries, are we talking Infiniworms here? Or something else entirely? I will say, it felt like, I mean, I've been doing Infiniworms for quite a while, but there's a brief moment where it started to catch on quite a bit, seemed to become quite popular, and then it very much has fallen by the wayside as of late, and I could not tell you when the last time anyone used triple worms was. It feels like it has been quite some time. So perhaps a bit of a forgotten technique here. Phaler goes for Titan Tooth on his second worm. Of course, we know Phaler will be taking the third worm, and we know Nor will be taking all nomads from here on out as per Phaler's exile request. More power casting nomads here for Nor, and the third and final worm will be of the auto-passing variety, which tends to be one of the keys to Infiniworms, although I will say the masteries are not generally those that I would prefer for doing that, but no, that's an aside. And Nor finishes with Titan Tooth on Lendo. So triple worms against triple nomads on the Glade. We shall see how it plays out. Lady River, unblockable worm throw. Good for a quick 8 here. Big power casts from Headwind, but there's a little bit of the Infiniworms action. Seems like you've gotten rid of them all, but then one of them comes back. Lendl blocked, although he had Titan Tooth. Although Nor has Stunning Claim. Oh, and well-timed at that. Gets a worm back just in... Or rather, Phaler has Stunning Claim. Gets one back just in time for a throw there.
Flung with force of will.
Throws again. Unblockable, of course, when it's coming from a worm. Sidesteps the cast. Explodes on Snadra. Now just Lady River back for Phaler. Goes for the throw. Makes it in once more. So Phaler whittling away. Gilman. Throws again. And good again. Full 15. And Nor power casts and gets rid of one of the worms. Loses Headwind, but brings him back quickly. Loses Snadra, but brings her back. And slowly making her way forward, plunging for 20 and leeching 10 here is Snadra. Now Nor is Snadra-less, though. Lady River crashes straight in, goes down. But a Nor back in possession here. Loses Lendl, but brought back quickly, as is Headwind. Headwind trying to make his way back over to get Lendl. Shoulder smashes one of the defenders. Lendl comes back the old-fashioned way. But he... Oh, we have a Stunning Claim and... and also the Titan Tooth. More or less simultaneously, as we saw once before. Phaler does have enough time to get off a 14 damage throw. I believe Phaler took C's chance on some of his worms. Yes. So it is theoretically possible that he could finish this with 2 scores. Otherwise, with just the base worm damage, it would require 3. Lendl brought back. Stunning Claim. Mostly just a freeze, Anor, as Phaler's not about to get anyone back. But it delays the inevitable, as Snadra does eventually still make it through here for 20. I believe she had Leech, yes. So 20 damage plus 10 Pyre Life back for Anor, although now Anor defenseless here. It's time for Phaler to throw this one in.
Sir Deluge threw it in. Glorious.
Headwind. Blocked. Stunning Claim, and Phaler will get someone back here. Gets a double banishment off while he's the only exile capable of moving with his Gilman here, and even gets a Seize Chance throw. Now that was 25 damage, so now 1 score of just about any variety would be all Phaler needs here. And there it is.
The fate prevailed.
GG.
They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble.
Clearly, you know, just proving
The rite is ended.
Just proving what are objectively the best class, the best group of characters to use in this game.
Until the stars align.
I mean, when we saw Anor take the certain plan song request, you had to, and then also end up in the Glade, you had to wonder if that was going to be something she was looking to do. Anor is also offering to swap out if there's anyone who would like to jump in her place. But this knight was born to dare! Not seeing anything in particular from chat at the moment, though. No turning back now. Oh, let's reset our song, though. Okay. Knights in the Sea and 3 of a kind. Now, what could Phaler possibly be getting at here? A random boat item? Who knows? No, it's not. It's a pit.
The night wings.
I mean, there are
Welcome.
a number of directions you could choose to go in here. I know there perhaps was a bit of a plan before we saw what the arena was. And it looks like Phaler is sticking to that. It's another really small arena, though. So in some ways, it is quite similar to what we just saw at the Glade. Phaler was saying perhaps that saps against worms would have been the way to go, and so that is the matchup we will see here. This might be an arena loss for Phaler, as Anor with 3 saps can lock down just about any and everywhere right next to her Pyre, which is rather difficult for those worms to get through, as they can jump and then throw, which does give them a little more throwing range than you would initially have suspected, but there is still a limit to how far they can go. So if Anor truly walls off her Pyre, then it will be very difficult for Phaler to break through.
Exile.
is a quick throwing manly. Second spot for Anor. Titan Tooth on Deluge, a bold strategy against saps. And Anor also goes for the Titan Tooth, although in her case, she is of course going against exiles who can jump. So Phaler seems to be writing this one off. Thinks that it may not be possible to win with this matchup in this arena, but stranger things have happened, so we will have to see. But it is Anor getting us started here with a 23 damage throw. 23 damage throw. Phaler does manage to get a Seize Chance throw off, though, so that's 19 damage. But of course, one of the things that Phaler was most concerned about was the amount of rekindling that Anor might be able to churn out here, as the worms, barring a Seize Chance, can find it very difficult to get large quantities of damage. So they have to slowly whittle away at the opponent's Pyre, and with low damage, it's hard to take advantage of your opponent's, or it's hard to whittle away enough to make a difference when your opponent has as much Pyre life as a maximum rekindling set of saps can have, but it's going to take things like that. 25 damage, Seize Chance throws whenever Phaler can get them. Some clever uses of Stunning Claim, perhaps, to set them up. Because if Anor can score in the same sort of bursts or in higher quantities, higher chunks than Phaler can, which will usually be the case for saps, even if they're less frequent, through Anor's sheer volume of Pyre life, that may still be enough. But Phaler, making the most of his opportunities here. That's another 25 damage throw. And going for one here as well, but that one is short. Basically, Anor has usually a cap of 25 damage. Phaler usually 15, unless he makes a point of getting those Seize Chances, which he has done a very good job of thus far. Now that throw was off target. Anor nearly gets the job done with Volfred there, banishing many of Phaler's exiles. Anor now waiting for reinforcements. Phaler obviously with the mobility advantage here, as the worms are quite quick. Anor does have the potential speed from a nutrition stick, but any other sap will be significantly slower. And a quick throw here for 25. And this is what I was referring to. Phaler was off to a quick start here. A bunch of throws, but just by sheer Pyre life, all it takes is a few scores for Anor to catch up. And because she functionally starts with more Pyre life, it is absolutely an uphill battle here from Phaler. And Anor now gaining a lot of momentum, though he is Volfredless in this round. Phaler, applying the pressure, has the Seize Chance. Plunges for 25, Seize Chance active there. So Anor's initial Pyre almost down, but same could be said for Phaler. The difference there being that, of course, Anor has much more potential for rekindling, whereas Phaler, not so much. Lelouch retreats. Over to Gilman.
Poor exile.
He's taken out.
Trickery.
Thaler embracing the Infinite Worms. He's seen the light.
How fortuitous.
Anor. Oh, perhaps getting a little too complacent there. Thaler winning back the orb and nearly making it through. But Anor has set up a bit of a wall with those saplings and saps, which will be hard for Thaler to break through. And pressure is on here as Thaler at just 20 Pyre life.
It's done.
So that throw was enough to finish the job.
The fire nearly was extinguished there, but no.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceeding.
Any other arena, Thaler says. Just please, not that one.
Until the next rite.
Right, sure. Any other arena. Well, let's reset ourselves, but let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. How's it going, iRotor? Anything we'd like to see for this one? Or will this be all? Just have the players take whatever they'd like here with no requests? Not seeing anything, so why don't we jump back in? Taylor says he's in for 2 more. And do we have anyone in from chat in that case who would like to take Thaler, or for that matter, I think Anor was saying she is ready to swap out if anyone else would like to as well?
Who shall conduct the rites?
Because if not,
Alma.
2-3 more for Anor, then she should probably go. If we don't have anyone in chat who is going to take their spot, then we may be looking at an early conclusion here. Not today. iRotor has been up for a very long time. No worries. Or in that case, there's a chance this might be our penultimate right. It also just so happens to be in the Fall of Solium.
Exile.
Yep. Yeah, I know what you mean, iRotor. I know what you mean. You think to yourself, oh, I'm kind of tired. I didn't get the best night's sleep past few nights. I'm gonna take a nap in the middle of the day. Try to catch up a little bit on all that sleep stuff, and then suddenly your brain is all messed up and you are like, what is the sleep schedule? I don't know. Day, night? These are just words to me.
Alma. Exile.
Alright, well, we have a whole lot of savages here. With a small side helping of him.
Commence.
So let the savage salute chaos begin.
Orb bathes first within the Nightwing's flame.
Don't blink, or someone will have claimed the orb or gotten banished in the process. Now it is suddenly an imp showdown. I was so expecting both of you to banish each other with that one as well. Intercepted by Pyre, now has someone in position.
The orb into the flame.
Ulmer here for a quick 20 damage throw, largely uncontested.
Orb is taken.
Once again, the savages banishing each other. Matiso in position to intercept. Still away. On the run now for Nor. She's down, but here's Ulmer.
You are powerless for now.
Now everyone down for Nor, unless Tizo returns just in time to intercept. That he does. Still away, ninja style. Throws it in.
Threw it in.
Phaler blocks, now banished. Anor with the stowaway. Tries to ninja it up, but Phaler wasn't taking it. Although Anor gets it back here. Phaler, though, once again defends and now launches the attack. Anor has intercepted. Now Anor launching the counter unsuccessfully.
Good.
Now Phaler's turn. One savage one way, the other savage the other way. But Anor is unfazed. And it means more room for the stowaway on her counterattack.
Neither triumvirate
Stowaway wins the orb race and actually does not get banished, which might be the first time that's happened for the initial race to the orb, but it is Phaler getting it back and throwing it in.
Perhaps the scribes are favoring the
Anor.
fate.
Stowaway does just barely find enough space to sneak in that throw without getting it intercepted.
Too close to call who shall prevail as yet.
Stowaway lost the orb in the process there, some way, somehow. Now Ulmer for Phaler. Throw seemingly under the defender, strangely enough.
Your victory is at hand.
Both savages banish each other. Now Anor winning out that savage duel. When Ulmer returns, his throw, this time it is intercepted. Stowaway. Her throw intercepted as well. But it's Gareth on the attack for Phaler, and he has the range to snipe his way to victory.
The fate prevail. The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Tizo, why did you betray me? One moment while we just soak up the stylishness that is Gareth.
Until the next rite.
Granted, you know, that's not his preferred color palette, but nonetheless. All right, now both players were saying they were gonna need to head out, if not now, then very soon. So if we don't have anyone from chat who is looking to take their place, yeah, Phaler says this will be his last. That might mean that we have more or less no choice but to make this our liberation right here. So perhaps that is in fact the will of the scribes here today. I don't know. No core sightings today. Alright, well, yeah, in that case, we'll go follow Solium, we'll turn the sermon intro on, and we'll go Never to Return Nightwing's version, and we will make this our final run of the night, I suppose. So no requests from chat, both players just doing their best to finish things off in style. So without further ado, let's hop in for our liberation rites.
The time is nigh, exiles. You stand upon the fall of Solium. You have this opportunity to prove your worth. Let us determine which of you is the superior. The Fate stand prepared. Nightwing stand ready. Who shall stand together here this night
Alright, so as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So no request from chat for this one. Both players taking their preferred teams. We did, of course, oddly enough, have a random match that just so happened to put us at the Fall Solium for the previous showdown. So will we see both players taking similar teams here, or will they mix it up a little bit? Or are they saving something big for the liberation rite? And there goes Titan Tooth Panther in the first spot. That is a significant difference, as he had led off with a Saluting Savage in the previous match, as did Anor, whereas she will also go with a Harp first this time around. So alright, in that case, we have established the teams will absolutely be different, at least for the first selection. Thaler now opts for a Leeching Vids as his second choice. Whereas Anor goes Nutrition Stick on Volfred. Thaler finishes with Quick Throwing Vorfrit as his last choice. So a Crone for him. And on Anor's end, she goes for a Speedy Jody. Alright, here we are. Final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Thaler on the left representing the Fate, and Anor on the right representing the Nightwings. Best of luck to you both.
goes the heart. Too slow there, Pamela. Well, I dare say. That was the last of them. Now to the flame. That one almost got through. Ouch. Another banished. Oof. Such wherewithal. It seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead. Come on. A show of strength from the Nightwings' opponents.
And there it
The
is.
Nightwings proved their worth.
GG. Great game.
Rather convincingly, I must admit. Thus ends the Liberation Rite.
Alright, well, as we said, that was our final ride of the night, our Liberation Ride, and I think a good one at that to conclude with. But thank you all who participated in the ride today. Thank you, everybody gave us the request today in chat as well. But of course, that was the final ride of the night, and so I will hop out of Discord, but I will see you guys next week. Alright, and let me just loot them out of remote play if they haven't left already. Nah, they know. They know the deal. Alright, let me just throw this screen on. But thank you all for watching. This was, of course, Pyre Community Right Now, which we are doing every Sunday, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, where we coordinate all these things, and you can do that by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these RITE Nights. My streaming schedule nowadays is Fridays is Mass Effect Andromeda campaign, Saturdays is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, Sundays is obviously Pyre. Then on YouTube, Lids Vids there as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game, as well as some Thronebreaker, the Gwent campaign. New expansion for Gwent just came out a week or two ago, so a bunch of new stuff, new cards for us to experiment with there. But if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I'm live. You'll also follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. I post there when I'm live as well, but actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.